Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings all over planet Earth. Well, lots of craziness in the news. Well, the majority of the news, and this one is just about Markle. This is just about Markle. And you know I don't like doing this, but I feel she's not well. Now, the overwhelming general consensus I'm seeing in the press is she's not well. It's beginning to dawn on them. But there is some puff piece out there. There's a shocking article in the Daily Mirror which has flummoxed everybody. A poll has been done in America and Markle is more popular than ever because all Americans have, well, they interviewed 2,000 people to complete the survey, and on that basis they say she's about 46% more popular in America as a result of the article The Cut, the one she did in The Cut. Now, firstly, I'd say that the reason that the parody the other day I had so much material was because I read that 6,400 word article and she really showed her true colours. It really came out shining bright. I didn't feel I needed to do a video picking it apart. Just the parody, for me, that's how it summed it up. 6,400 words, any journalist will tell you, is phenomenal. I've had loads of journalists contact me, and if they are allowed 1,000 words by their editor, they're chuffed to bits. And this is why a lot of journalists come in for criticism, because the editors have limited space, and they limit the journalists, and the journalists are like, how can I tell such an intricate, detailed and difficult, all the different stories they have to report on? How can I do that in just a few words? And there's a talent to that, which apparently is a dying art these days, and these PR companies are taking over. Now, this poll that was conducted was done by a company called something One Poll UK, which is owned by some news outlet in America. I'm not going to say a word about this company, just Google them. One Poll is all one word, One Poll, and then space UK. And just have a look at the reviews of the people who complete the questionnaires and the polls for them. Just read it. Now, I also see this morning that Ellie Hall is talking about Something Farm. It's a website, apparently. She says it's professional trolling. That's sort of the allegation, I think. It's not a name I'm familiar with, but if you go and look at Ellie's tweet, then you'll see she directs you to all the right information. I also saw the Guardian newspaper had covered exactly the same story. Some big companies withdrawn from supporting them or something like that. I can't even remember the name of it. But it sounds to me like professional trolling, which is exactly what I wanted to talk to Dan Wootton about. And thank you very much to the person who got me the contact emails. Thank you. I won't name you, and I'm not going to put the emails out there public, as you said. But I have contacted his team now, and if it ever did come to light, I mean conclusive evidence, indisputable evidence, and at the moment I don't know that there is any, but can you imagine in a hypothetical parallel universe, let's say, in the future, it were to come out that Markle had employed professional trolls, and that hypothetically many of you may have been victims of that kind of professional, paid, online bullying. I believe that would hit world news. Now, all the mainstream media, they're, to sum it up, just quite short, they're just all saying she's nuts. And I agree with them, that's my opinion. She's not well, and there is going to come a point when all of us, I dare say, are going to say, let's just stop talking about her, because it's kind of unkind when someone is that ill and deluded and they cannot for the life of them see what the problem is. The link to the article I put up last night saying actually she's warming to me, of course, was sarcasm, and I love, do you know what, every single comment you guys put on there made me laugh, every single one of them, genius. And the photograph of her, you know, with the crazy stare. In fact, even if you go back to the Buckingham Palace where she was in the big, remember those suites I was talking about, space hoppers? She had a hat on like a big pink space hopper, and there's Harry talking to Charles, and there's her in the background like this. How could anybody not have seen then what we could all very clearly see. Genuine nice people out there, if you like her and support her, stop enabling it. Stop it. Because you're going to feel really bad in 6 months, a year's time, when it's blatant. Well, I think it is actually blatantly obvious to the whole world, including America now. I read an article by a lady who said she's been an unashamed, not sugar, but fervent Markle supporter, and she wrote an article saying she admits she was wrong, that she can see something is very wrong, something is the matter with Markle, but she equally says she didn't like to see the online bullying. Now, I've never seen any of you guys or any of the YouTubers in this community bully her, but I dare say there are trolls of all camps on all sides. But professional trolling, it should be outlawed. It should be that should be absolutely knocked down, illegal, internationally illegal, and it should be made clear as well. There's got to be transparency. This is being paid for by this celebrity. This is being paid for by this Instagrammer, because then they are held accountable. If it's one thing, they can't really be responsible for what their genuine fans do, unpaid voluntary fans. But if they are paying the wage of a troll who is saying things to people like, go and kill yourself, that is illegal. I think that should be illegal. If it isn't, it bloody well should be. Never mind election fraud, and I think that all this PR and fake bots on social media, to me that is election fraud when we're talking about politics. I wouldn't support that for the left, and I'm a lefty, any more than I would for the right. Or, I mean, where's it going to stop? You could actually have a sort of another version of the Nazi Party crop up, Holocaust denial and all that stuff, and they could be paying trolls. It's got to stop, and someone's got to get to the bottom of who has been paying all these weirdos who've been bullying everybody online for such a long time. Now, maybe it's someone who hates Markle and they're trying to make her look bad by paying trolls to do that. But what if it is her? What if it is? Don't you think that would shock everybody? Really? And these articles, that article, the link I posted last night, is claiming she's knocked it out of the park, that she's more popular than ever. What? That's deluded. That is deluded. That's on the same level as if Jimmy Savile were alive and he thought he was going to win the Nobel Peace Prize. What? What? Or, I mean, is Prince Andrew going to be hailed a PR genius because of the interview he gave to Emily Maitlis? I mean, it's so screwed up. Isn't anyone else concerned that the girl is not well? Well, girl, I use that term loosely. She's not well, is she? And I agree with H.G. Tudor. She's never going to see it. Never, ever, ever. It's not even a question of intervention. She's never going to see it. It's because something else is going on in here, a different reality. She's involved in a different reality, and it's very sad, actually. Anyway, have a look at One Poll UK. It's make of you what you will of that. That's all I can say. And I hope you're having a brilliant day, and I'm sure you will share your thoughts and opinions. Thank you for listening.